world's first model car that performs with the same driving dynamics as a real racing car.
Hallo, ich bin Martin Müller und ich habe Drift erfunden. Drift ist ein Rennspiel, bei dem die Fahrzeuge nicht nur so aussehen, sondern sich auch ganz genauso bewegen wie ihre echten Vorbilder in der realen Welt.
While ordinary scaled-down model cars appear unrealistic and are difficult to control, Drift emulates the complete driving physics of a real race car. They drive, spin and drift like the real thing, on the kitchen table, on the floor or in the office. Drift works on every smooth surface and does not require a special racetrack. Even an office desk is enough for exciting races. Drift is pure pocket-sized motorsports fun and can be played at any place in the world. There are different setups to suit the skills from hobby racers to professionals.
Die Vision ist, Produkte zu bauen, die nicht nur so aussehen wie ihr Original, sondern durch ihre Bewegung auch die Emotionen des Originals wiedergeben. Die Fahrzeuge selbst sind eigentlich nur das Ausgabemedium einer kompletten Fahrphysik, die im Hintergrund auf deinem Smartphone läuft.
The drift racers are equipped with intelligent sensors and the app and the vehicles can be updated. With the inputs and support of the Kickstarter community, new features can easily be implemented. An intelligent underbody sensor, for example, can scan the ground for different surface conditions, or a start-finish line for precise lap times, track limits and more. It may even become possible to race each other virtually from any part in the world.
Die zweijährige Produktentwicklung ist nun abgeschlossen. Hier auf Kickstarter möchten wir gemeinsam mit euch die Serienproduktion von Drift realisieren. Drift ist der Beginn einer völlig neuen Art, Motorsport zu erleben. Und ihr könnt uns dabei unterstützen, herauszufinden, was noch alles möglich ist.
With each day comes an ability to make choices. Conscious decisions about the way we live our lives. Choices that affect our generation and generations to come. There is no quick fix to climate change. However, positive changes made at any level, no matter the size, make lasting impacts. Our energy needs are constantly evolving, and we now have the freedom to choose to be mindful of our planet's resources, mindful of our energy. So I choose Jenni.
This is Jenni, your gateway to energy independence at home. Starting with your electronic devices, power up at night from energy generated by the sun during the day. Recharge using USB-C, wireless charging, and USB, monitoring all activity right from your phone. While you're out, stay connected with Jenni to see your contribution to the community.
Hi, my name's Colin, co-creator of Jenni. Working alongside an incredibly passionate team, we're on a mission to bring renewable energy into every home. At Better Current, we believe renewables should not only be accessible and easy to use, but a choice everyone can make. Currently in prototyping, the team's getting ready for an initial production run in Toronto. We need your help in fulfilling our first batch and support in making renewable energy widely accessible. Every journey has a first step. Please back us and start yours today.
STEM kit that gets kids excited about technology. Robotics is great for that. When we originally released the LittleArm, we immediately started getting feedback about what we had done with it from people who were using it in the classroom. Two things came up consistently. The first was durability. Our first arm was not tough enough to take all of the abuse that third graders could give to it over the course of a year. So we went back to the drawing board and we made it tough enough to take all of that abuse. The other thing that came up was support. Whenever a teacher gets some kind of STEM kit, they immediately have to create a whole curriculum around it from scratch. We want to stop that. When teachers get a hold of one of our kits, we want them to be able to go onto the website and basically download worksheets and information that lets them teach the kids without having to create a whole new class around this thing. That's why we're on Kickstarter, to fund the development of all that content. So please help us out. Check out all the merch over on the side. We built some awesome robots from it. But if you're not interested in that, at least share this video and help us create a STEM kit that is really helpful and exciting for kids to work with. Thanks, everybody.
How do you learn about robotics?
Well, the best way is with a robot. We'd like to introduce you to Marty, a fully programmable and customizable walking robot. For kids, for makers, and for educators.
Marty's not your standard smart toy. He's designed by roboticists to be a real robot that you can do some really cool stuff with.
While being as fun as a toy. You can use Marty to learn about robotics, programming, electronics, and mechanics. Or you can build your own stuff with a walking robot that will hold a Raspberry Pi, and which you can customize with 3D printed parts.
Marty's not like other walking robots. His unique 3-motor and spring leg design lowers costs, but also makes him easier to use and his battery lasts longer.
He can walk, turn, kick a ball, and of course do funky dances. Marty is Wi-Fi enabled, so you can remote control or program him from your phone or computer.
You can also download apps or games other users have made from our robot app store.
Marty lets you learn real programming on a real robot. Start off with Scratch, where the coding is as simple as clicking and dragging blocks. You can make a dance routine or start interacting with the environment.
When you're ready, you can move into Python, a powerful but easy to use programming language.
But robotics is way more than just programming. Marty lets you learn about all kinds of things. Motor control, balance, sensors, mechanical design, and more.
Marty is really customizable and upgradable. The electronics make it easy to add all kinds of sensors and motors, and they'll even support a whole computer like a Raspberry Pi.
Add a camera, and you could even program him to play football.
All the parts are 3D printable, so you can make whatever you can imagine.
Marty started out as a side project during my PhD. I've got nieces and nephews who are starting to get to the age where they can play with robots, but I couldn't see a walking robot toy that was more than a novelty, or at least not one I could afford. So I made one. We could actually use Marty to help teach robotics at university, but he's as easy to use as any other toy. Also, as a maker, I wanted a walking robot that I could use as a base to build cool stuff with. I've spent the last year and a half working on this little guy. And now we're ready to go from functional prototype into a real kit that you can buy. We've spoken to manufacturers and we know how to do it, but we need your help to make it happen. Please help us make Marty a reality.